Imagine a real snake gathering in Canada, an unusual alligator refuge, and a room taken over by hundreds of hornets. In this episode, we'll explore the homes and hideouts of various animals that will amaze you. Let's begin. Narcisse Snake Dens. Welcome to Snakeland, where you'll discover a remarkable place known as the Narcisse Snake Dens. This area is well guarded because it can be dangerous for regular people. However, a group of brave individuals decided to explore one of the largest snake gatherings. They spent over 2 weeks searching for these slithering creatures. Eventually, the researchers managed to sneak into the protected area. What they found was astonishing. More than 50,000 snakes emerged from their hiding spots. They all came out for the purpose of mating. This research coincided with the snakes' mating season. The male snakes were the first to wake up after a long winter of hibernation. They eagerly awaited the females. When the females emerged from their caves, the male snakes enthusiastically pursued them. They formed mating balls where numerous males encircled a single female. However, the females had their own criteria for choosing a mate. They would escape from these mating balls and climb away from the other snakes. This was a test for their potential mate's desire, physical condition, and confidence. Only the male that passed all these tests was considered suitable for mating. In one Narcisse snake den, there were over 35,000 snakes. Across the entire region, there were more than 250,000 snakes. What's truly remarkable is that the various dens discovered by people were connected by a 2-mile-long trail. The abode of hornets. Now let's take a look at a group of creatures you don't need to travel all the way to Canada or any other part of the world to see. I'm talking about a real hornet invasion of a regular person's home. The homeowner probably didn't expect to live there, so they left the house for over a year. However, when they returned, they encountered a big problem. It felt like there were thousands of aggressive hornets, and they were unwilling to leave the home they'd taken over. Simply using an effective insect repellent wouldn't do the job. These insects can grow up to 2 inches in length, and they build their nests using rotten stumps and branches where they lay their eggs. The size of these nests is quite surprising. What's even worse is that hornets vigorously defend their nests. When they're attacked, they release pheromones to signal danger to their fellow hornets. This often leads to a swarm of hornets attacking the intruder all at once. If you think hornets are the worst insects out there, think again. Don't forget about wasps and their intricate nests. If you were to cut open a wasp's nest, you'd find an irregularly shaped ball with a multi-layered structure underneath. The nest is a complex space, mostly occupied by wasp larvae arranged in hexagonal honeycombs. In some ways, a wasp nest resembles a beehive, but wasps use a different material, not wax, to build it. If you were to touch a wasp's nest, it would feel like parchment, rough and relatively fragile. Wasps take their nests very seriously, guarding them as if they were the most precious thing. They don't protect their homes as simply and directly as hornets do. There are always guards at the entrance to a wasp nest. These guards not only attack intruders but also sound the alarm with a special buzzing, quickly summoning dozens of other wasps. Their stingers are smooth and can be used multiple times in succession without much difficulty. This makes them quite dangerous. Some species of these insects can cause severe reactions with their stings, and multiple attacks can even be lethal. Alligators. Alligators are renowned for striking fear into the hearts of people living near the wild, as these ancient and skilled hunters have a reputation for preying on farm animals and other unsuspecting creatures. A common misconception is that if you spot a reptile in salt water that resembles an alligator, it's more likely to be a crocodile, as alligators cannot thrive in salt water. There are intriguing details about these formidable predators. In the world of alligators, the sex of their offspring isn't determined randomly, rather it's governed by the temperature in the nest. Warm temperatures lead to the birth of male alligators, while cold temperatures result in females. Curiously, alligators have a simple approach to parenting, relying on environmental factors to determine their offspring's sex. When baby alligators are born, their gender is unknown to their parents, as it's only revealed later on. In terms of their hiding places, alligators can surprise us. Researchers exploring mysterious caves have stumbled upon these elusive predators. using their dark enclaves as private hideouts for moments of solitude or peaceful digestion. In the presence of a potential threat or prey, alligators are swift and agile, capable of reaching speeds of up to 20 miles per hour in water and about 12 miles per hour on land. At night, alligators become even more intimidating due to a unique eye structure that enhances their night vision. When exposed to a flashlight, their eyes light up in a haunting red glow. Furthermore, an alligator's size can be estimated by measuring the distance between its eyes, with a greater distance indicating a larger individual. Pallas cats. Shifting our attention to pallas cats, these creatures, despite their wild and sometimes fierce nature, possess an innate charm. Much like other felines, pallas cats are endearing, yet they should not be underestimated. Having been on Earth for a supposed 10 to 12 million years, according to some, pallas cats have perfected their adaptations to their environment. Their striking feature is their dense fur, with up to 9,000 hairs in every 0.1 square inch of skin, each hair measuring up to 2.7 inches in length. This thick coat enables pallas cats to endure harsh conditions, reducing their need to huddle with others for warmth, granting them the freedom to roam independently. During the breeding season, pallas cats form temporary gatherings, but for most of their lives they reside in underground burrows, usually under rocks or in abandoned dens of other animals like marmots, foxes, and badgers. Their remarkable sense of hearing and keen eyesight allow these predators to detect threats from a mile away and swiftly adapt their position if necessary. This, coupled with their effective coloration, helps them blend seamlessly into the steppe landscape, where they can ambush their prey with remarkable agility. Prairie dogs. Prairie dogs, once numbering as high as 800 million, have seen their population dwindle to just a few million due to changes in environmental conditions. You might wonder how this dramatic decline occurred, especially considering that prairie dogs are diligent creatures with intricate underground communities. Each chamber within their burrows serves a specific purpose, such as nursery, living area, or restroom. The grass around the burrow's exit is regularly trimmed to ensure they can spot potential predators from a distance. However, it appears that these precautions have not been sufficient to safeguard their population. One possible explanation for their decline is their high degree of social interaction. Prairie dogs are known for their incessant communication with one another, which might occasionally leave them vulnerable. In their vocabulary, there's a distinct sound for every object or situation on the prairie, even a specific signal to indicate the presence of a hunter. Furthermore, prairie dogs are adept at constructing earthen ramparts at each of their entrances. These ramparts serve multiple functions, including protecting their homes from flooding and acting as observation towers from which prairie dogs can monitor their surroundings. In terms of diet, prairie dogs primarily consume plant-based food with a few exceptions. Remarkably, these creatures are not aggressive, which has led some people to tame and keep them as pets. However, finding a prairie dog is best attempted at any time of the year except for winter, as they hibernate during the snowy and cold periods. Pika. Now let's talk about a creature that's sure to stir some curiosity. When it comes to these animals, people tend to fall into three categories. There are those who are hearing about them for the first time, others who might initially think I'm discussing birds, and then there are those who immediately recognize them as the rodents known as pikas. In appearance, pikas might remind you of either hamsters or some type of mouse. They live in colonies of about 50 to 60 individuals and tend to build their nests primarily between large stones, although sometimes they dig into peat soil. Pikas are diurnal creatures, meaning they are most active during the day and prefer to sleep at night. Their natural coloration, present from birth, allows them to blend in seamlessly with their surroundings, making them rather inconspicuous. Even with advanced technology, spotting and studying these animals can be quite challenging. As a fun tidbit, the name pika comes from the distinctive sound they make, which is similar to a whistle or a squeak. This sound serves as their means of communication with one another. And for all of you anime fans out there, here's an interesting fact. The pika served as the inspiration for one of the most famous Pokemon, Pikachu. Blue Wildebeest. During the mating season of blue wildebeest, which typically occurs from late January to early February in the southern hemisphere, male wildebeest known as bulls engage in complex and aggressive behaviors to secure mating opportunities. This period, often referred to as the rut, is marked by intense competition and courtship rituals within the wildebeest population. One of the key features of the rut is the dominance displays performed by the male bulls. They engage in physical contests which include sparring with their curved horns and using their bodies to push or intimidate rival males. These displays are crucial in determining the hierarchy among the males and establishing which individuals will gain access to receptive females for mating. To attract the attention of receptive females, the dominant males produce vocalizations such as low grunts and roars. These calls serve as a way to communicate their presence to both females and competing males. Additionally, the bulls exhibit courtship behavior when approaching females. This behavior may include circling the females, snorting, and posturing to signal their interest and intent to mate. Mating during the rut is a brief yet intense process. Successful courtship by a dominant male allows him to approach a receptive female for copulation. This process may be repeated multiple times with different females. The dynamics within the wildebeest herds undergo significant changes during this period. Dominant males may separate receptive females from the rest of the herd for mating, leading to temporary disruptions in the social structure of the herds. Ultimately, the rut is a crucial and dynamic period in the life of blue wildebeest, as it determines the success of their reproductive efforts. Female choice in selecting mates, often favoring dominant and healthy males, plays a role in maintaining genetic diversity within the population. The offspring resulting from these matings are typically born during the following rainy season when food is abundant, continuing the cycle of life for the blue wildebeest. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments which animal's home surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and until next time.